Have you ever felt like you are being left behind when your children become busy building their own lives, when your friends are sharing stories of new travels, when social media is filled with people who are still moving forward, staying active and achieving more, and you are just at home making tea and sitting quietly by the window? Maybe you do not say it out loud, but somewhere in your heart, you have whispered to yourself, maybe I am falling behind. And then the thoughts begin to come. Am I not moving fast enough? Have I lost my value? Is life quietly slipping by without meaning? Hello, and this is Mindful Healing, your companion and friend. Today I am not here to teach anything grand. I simply want to sit with you for a while, like old friends do, and gently reflect on a quiet truth that Buddhist wisdom has reminded us of for centuries. That you are not falling behind in life. You are simply walking to the rhythm of your own steps. In this video, we will not rush to explain or judge. We will simply listen, slowly, one breath at a time. And in doing so, I believe you may begin to see that not everyone who moves slowly is lost. Not everyone who is quiet is invisible. And not everyone who stops striving is done living. Because sometimes it is in that stillness that you become the most genuine and complete version of yourself. There is a strange irony in the world we live in today. Never before have people had so many conveniences and opportunities, yet never before have people felt so left behind. Every day on social media, you might come across dozens of success stories, someone starting a business at 30, someone earning a doctorate at 25, even people starting over at 60 being praised as inspirational heroes. The world celebrates those who break through. The later you succeed, the more applause you seem to receive. On the surface, it sounds encouraging, but deep inside, it creates a quiet pressure that if you are in your 50s or 60s, and you are not launching something big, if you are not doing something remarkable, if you are not proving your worth one more time, then maybe you are wasting what is left of your life. And so, many people begin to feel guilty for resting, for slowing down, for having nothing new to talk about when meeting old friends. No one says it out loud, but the feeling is real that if you are not creating something new, you are being quietly forgotten. Somewhere along the way, we began to confuse our self-worth with how busy we are, with how much money we make, with how many achievements we can show to others. But the Buddha never asked how many big things we did. He asked how sincerely we lived. He did not count how many times we were praised. He looked at the quality of our heart each day. When you grow older, you are not becoming less. You are simply stepping away from a game you no longer want to play. And that is not failure. That is freedom. In modern life, speed is often seen as a measure of success. People are encouraged to move quickly, to do more, and to achieve as much as possible in the shortest amount of time. However, in Buddhist teachings, there is no fixed timeline for growth or awakening. Each person has a different capacity, a different karmic path, and a unique way of unfolding. To move more slowly does not mean someone is falling behind. It may simply mean they are walking a different path, with a different purpose, at a rhythm that aligns more deeply with who they are. Just as a lotus does not need to bloom in spring to be beautiful. Every flower has its own season. What matters is not blooming first, but blooming in one's right time. The Buddha reminds us that no one can walk the path of another. Wisdom lies in understanding oneself without rushing, without comparing, without trying to outpace the world. In Zen tradition, there is a profound insight. How far we go matters less than how present we are with each step. Mindfulness is the ground of wisdom, and a mindful life is not measured by speed or external achievements. At certain stages of life, slowing down is not a sign of weakness or failure. It is a natural shift from outward striving to inward depth, from the need to be seen to the peace of being whole within. This stillness is not emptiness, it is maturity. A person who lives slowly, without hurry, without the need to prove anything, can still embody great clarity and compassion in all they do. In Buddhist teaching, the value of life is not found in what is past or what may come, but in the ability to be fully present in the here and now. When a person is no longer driven by pressure to achieve or prove, they gain the opportunity to explore a deeper kind of happiness, one that arises from being mindful in simple daily moments. A gentle practice is to write down a few lines each day, not about accomplishments, not about major events, but simply in response to a question. Where did I live fully today? It might be the moment you drank tea without rushing, the time you spoke with a loved one without distraction, or a quiet instant where you noticed your breath and remembered you are alive. Breathing meditation is another basic but powerful practice. Sit still for 3 minutes. Close your eyes and pay attention to the flow of your breath. Do not try to control it, just notice that it is happening. Each breath is a quiet reminder that you are here, that you are alive, and that this alone is enough. Mindfulness can also arise through ordinary actions. Watering a plant, folding clothes, listening to birds in the morning. These are small things, but when done with awareness, they nourish a deep and lasting peace. The value lies not in what we do, but in how we do it. Whether we are present or absent, mindful or distracted, willing or simply following habit. When we live with attention, even a day without any major event can become a day of quiet meaning. At many stages of life, maturity is often associated with reaching outward, building a career, earning recognition, or completing ambitious goals. However, at a certain point, maturity begins to shift. It is no longer about what is achieved on the outside, but about the ability to return inward, to see oneself with honesty, and to live in alignment with the values that have been shaped over time. In middle and later life, there is no longer a need to prove superiority. What matters more is clarity, knowing what is truly important, what to release and what to preserve. Buddhism does not view aging as a decline, but as an opportunity to live more truthfully, to let go of attachments, and to see clearly the impermanence that runs through all of life. It is often in stepping back from competition that the mind becomes still. It is when we are no longer consumed by social roles that we begin to live as our most authentic selves. There is no need to keep running. It is enough to walk slowly, to live with depth, to offer love more mindfully, and to be present in each remaining relationship. What is precious is not how much you still accomplish, but how much quiet, awareness, and compassion you bring into each small act. An ending is not always a closing. It can also be a transformation, a form of growth that only those who have weathered life's storms can fully understand. You are not falling behind in life. You are simply moving inward to a place that may be quiet, but is deeply yours. Throughout our lives, we have walked quickly, we have dreamed far, and we have tried many times to become someone recognized and respected. But at some point when our steps begin to slow, when the world no longer demands so much from us, we begin to return, not to retreat, not to give up, but to live in alignment with the true rhythm of our own being. Buddhism does not see life as a race. There is no final finish line, no winners or losers, only each person with their own path. Each step matters, whether fast or slow. If you are living more slowly now, if you no longer feel the need to rush as before, this does not mean you are falling behind. It may simply mean you are entering a different layer of life. One that is more reflective, more mindful, more at peace. Growing older is not an ending. It is a quiet transformation, an opportunity to live more honestly, to be fully present, and to see your life with a clearer and softer gaze. You do not need to move fast. You only need to walk in the right direction. You do not need to be loud. You only need to be steady in your heart. Thank you for being here. We hope this video offered a gentle pause, a moment to return to yourself and a reminder that every step you are taking still matters deeply.